This is not just another luxury SUV. This is Cadillac pushing excess, power, and comfort to a level that feels almost unreal. Today, we are looking at the 2026 Cadillac Escalade V, and by the end of this video, you will understand why this machine feels less like a truck, and more like a first-class cabin that happens to dominate the road. And before we dive in, make sure you support the Next Gear channel by hitting like. It helps the channel grow and keeps this kind of content coming. At first glance, the Escalade V already makes a statement, but the real story begins under the hood. Feature number 1 is the heart of this beast. A hand-assembled supercharged 6.2-liter V8 that produces an astonishing 682 horsepower and 653 pound-feet of torque. Numbers like that usually belong to low-slung performance cars, not a 3-row luxury SUV that weighs well over 6,000 pounds. Yet this massive machine launches from 0 to 60 in the mid-4-second range. The acceleration is shocking, but the sound is what truly seals the deal. At idle, you hear a deep, confident V8 rumble. Press the throttle, and the supercharger whine blends with a thunderous exhaust note that fills the cabin. It does not feel aggressive in a rough way. It feels controlled, expensive, and deliberate. That much power raises an obvious question. Can something this big actually handle itself? That brings us to feature number 2. The ride and handling of the Escalade VR, far more impressive than anyone expects. Cadillac equips it with magnetic ride control and an adaptive air suspension that completely changes the character of the vehicle depending on the mode. In its comfort setting, the Escalade glides down the road with a soft, floating feel that isolates you from the outside world. Switch into a more aggressive mode, and everything tightens up. The suspension firms, the steering becomes more responsive, the throttle sharpens, and the exhaust grows louder. Even the ride height adjusts at speed for better stability. It is still not a sports car, but for something this large, the composure is genuinely surprising. The stance plays a big role in that confidence. From the factory, the Escalade V rides on massive 24-inch wheels, backed by serious Brembo brakes at all 4 corners. This is a rolling luxury lounge that can actually slow down and carve through a back road far better than it should. And once you step inside, the experience changes again in the best way possible. Feature number 3 is what you look at every single time you drive it: the screen. Inside the 2026 Escalade V, Cadillac installs a stunning 55-inch curved display that stretches nearly from pillar to pillar. It sounds overwhelming, but the execution is smart. The display is divided into zones. With a digital gauge cluster directly in front of the driver, a central infotainment section, and a dedicated passenger display on the far side. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are fully integrated, while a secondary screen below manages climate and vehicle settings. If you prefer physical controls, Cadillac still gives you a rotary dial, so you are not forced to tap glass for everything. Sitting in the driver's seat feels surreal. You do not feel the size of the vehicle until you glance in the mirror and realize there are 3 full rows behind you. Of course, a luxury SUV like this is not complete without an audio system that matches the atmosphere. Feature number 4 is the AKG sound system. Depending on configuration, the Escalade V can be equipped with an almost absurd number of speakers, carefully placed throughout the cabin, including the headrests. The sound is rich, immersive, and powerful without being harsh. One of the smartest details is the built-in microphone system that projects the voices of rear passengers directly into the front headrests. No shouting, no turning around, just effortless conversation throughout the cabin. It is a small touch, but it makes daily driving and long trips far more relaxing. While the sound system sets the mood, feature number 5 takes the stress out of long highway drives entirely. Super Cruise. This advanced driver assistance system allows for hands-free driving on compatible highways, managing steering, acceleration, and braking on its own. Combined with the ultra-comfortable seats, air suspension, and high-end audio, highway cruising in the Escalade V feels effortless. It genuinely gives the impression of sitting in a private jet cabin that just happens to be traveling at highway speeds instead of 30,000 feet in the air. And this is where things get even more interesting, because this particular Escalade V is not staying stock for long. At Hennessey Performance, plans are already in place for a full transformation that will push output to around 1,000 horsepower. That kind of power in a vehicle like this completely changes the conversation and turns an already outrageous luxury into something truly extreme. So here is the question for you. If you had the keys to a 2026 Cadillac Escalade V, would you choose it over rivals like the Lamborghini Urus, Range Rover SV, or even a Rolls-Royce Cullinan? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And make sure you are subscribed to the Next Gear channel for more world-class automotive content.